This is Raven Dana. Happy spring, happy belated equinox, and thanks for joining me today here at Walking Between the Worlds. We're going to journey together today and start the spring off in the right direction. This is a special journey. This scene and these circumstances have popped up in a few different ways in the past couple of weeks. So I imagine that this is an actual place and this is an actual archetype of sorts. I will do some research and see what I turn up. But in the meantime, please get comfortable and get ready to enjoy the meditative journey with me. Find a place where you can sit quietly for about 15 minutes with your back supported. And begin by putting your attention on your breath. As you breathe, notice the rhythm and flow of your breath. Relax. Notice how easy it is for your whole body to rise up on the breath and drift gently down. Let yourself float on that sensation of air as it moves through you and around you. Close your eyes. Breathing in, you rise up. And breathing out, you drift gently down. Feel yourself letting go as your body softens down onto the surface that supports you. Let go. As you rise up on the inhale and drift down on the exhale, all the tension drops away. You feel that tug of gravity and surrender to that pull, letting your body melt down even more, feeling free and at ease. You soften your belly. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. You release your jaw. And as you relax, your mind becomes quiet. In that still space between thoughts, images begin to rise. And you find yourself walking along a cobblestone road. You're in a very old city. There are a few little homes to the left, and to the right there are stands, booths, with people in them selling their goods. You pass a stand where there's a woman with cartfuls of vegetables and fruits. Next, you notice a couple hanging beautiful fabrics on long wooden poles, obviously all made by hand. Next, you notice a long table and an older woman in an apron and a small child playing under a table with a dog, and that table is covered with bowls and utensils. She smiles and nods as you pass. You begin hearing a sound, a rhythmic sound, ringing out across the open space. You see that off the main cobbled road, there are little dirt paths that go off to the left and the right now and then. You follow the sound. and step off the road, taking a dirt path to the left between houses that takes you back to an open, green, grassy space. There's a structure in that space. It has two big doors which are wide open. There's a flickering coming from inside, and the sound is louder and louder. As you approach the structure, you can feel a wave of heat, warmth coming out. Even though the day is warm, this is warmer. And then you see him hammering a piece of metal on an anvil, rhythmic, slowly, lovingly, as if he's enjoying every second of his work. He's smiling. He's sweating. The sweat is dripping down his face and pouring off his upper body. He's backlit by the forge, and the sound of hammer on metal rings out. He pauses a moment and takes that metal and plunges it into a barrel filled with water. It sizzles and steam rises, and he looks up in that moment and sees you in the doorway through the steam. He smiles broadly, and you feel welcomed. You step inside just a pace or two, and he sets the metal back down on the anvil and pulls off his glove, and he gestures. And you turn and look at the wall opposite the forge. And there you see instruments of all kinds. Daggers, hatchets, swords, plows, scythes, axes. There's even some fabric hanging with needles woven through the fabric. Anything and everything you can imagine that is made from metal is on that wall. And you point to things. What are the needles for, you say? Ah, they're for stitching new patterns in one's life. And you think, that's odd. Before you can ask any more questions, he says, which one calls to you? And you walk along the wall until something catches your eye that you can't stop looking at. You turn to him to ask permission to lift it. He simply nods and says, take it. And you take the object down and you feel it in your hands. You feel the grip. You feel the metal. You look at it closely. Feel the way it fits in your palm. And you turn again to ask him a question. What is it for? And he says, take it. It's yours. And you take a step back. And he explains, this is what I do. I make magical instruments. Each is unique, and when the person is ready, they find me. I'm glad you're here, he says. Now he turns you with his hand on your back, his hand that feels hot, almost as hot as that forge. It's so hot you step away. He smiles at you again knowingly and points with his other hand out the door and across the grassy way to a tall oak tree. You notice under the tree there's a flat, wide stump. Go sit, he says. Get to know your new friend. This is a tool made just for you. It will help you do whatever it is you need doing. Perhaps you need to cut the cords to your past. Or perhaps you need to clear away the darkness. Whatever you need, that's what it will do. Now go have a seat and let it speak to you. And with a feeling of wonder and awe, you walk over and take a seat under that oak tree. And you can feel that instrument in your hands vibrating, almost as if it's singing a note, a song. You can feel it resonate deep in your body, ringing in your bones. You touch it. You run your fingers along the metal. You become very aware of what to use it for. You look at the symbols on it, and somehow they make perfect sense. You look up to see him still standing in the doorway, hands on hips, watching you, smile on his face. With a gesture, he says, "I need to get back to work now." And in that gesture, there's a breeze that blows, ruffling all the leaves of the oak tree above you, letting them whisper. The breeze is cool and refreshing, and you begin to travel on that breeze, lifting up, floating on the air, traveling with your magical tool back towards your body and the moment and the room in which you rest. Now you catch the air of your own breath and use it to breathe your way back the rest of the way, slowly, gently, cradling the instrument in your hands. You find yourself returning to your body, filling yourself with your own awareness, still holding the gift in your lap, still feeling it hum and vibrate deep down into your bones. You come all the way back to the moment and breathe a sense of gratitude. You return fully now, feeling strong and refreshed, and you allow your eyes to open. Thank you for journeying with me today. Whatever you received, whether it was a knife, a sword, an axe, a needle, see how much of it you can remember. Honor that gift. Maybe look it up, see if you can find something similar. I hope you have a wonderful day, and you can go back anytime and sit on that stump and let yourself become even more aware of how to use your gift that will from this moment on always be with you. Bye now, and thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time at Walking Between the Worlds.